Hello student, good morning, welcome back. So today I am going to start new topic. So today our topic is elastic collision in two dimension. Okay, so here we take horizontal surface. We have a horizontal surface here, and we take first body having mass m1 and this body moving with velocity u1, and we take here second body on this surface having mass m2, and initially this body is at rest. Okay, and when collision happen here, okay, then okay, the second body is at rest and first body moving with velocity u1, okay, and this body moving with velocity u1 collide with this second body, so collision happen here. Okay, this is a before collision and here collision, head-on collision, and after collision, okay, both these bodies will move in different directions with different velocities and making different angle with this horizontal surface. Okay, the first body after collision, this first body moving with velocity v1 and make an angle theta1 with horizontal. Okay, and the second body m2 move with velocity v2 and make an angle theta2 with this horizontal. Okay, I repeat again what we do here. Firstly, we take any horizontal surface here and we take two bodies, the first body having mass m1 and second body having mass m2. First body moving with velocity u1 and second body is at rest, so u2 is equal to 0. I mean initial velocity of this body will be 0. When collision happen here, okay, when second body move with velocity u1 and collide with second body, because second body is at rest, then collision happen here. After collision, the first body will move velocity v1 and this velocity make an angle theta1 with this horizontal surface, and the second body will move with velocity v2 and make an angle theta2 with this horizontal surface. Okay, so now we have to find this velocity v1 and v2 here. Okay, so we resolve its component. Okay, it's two component, we already know that. Okay, when force working these directions, okay, and make an angle theta with horizontal, okay, the component of this force will be f cos theta along horizontal directions and f sin theta along vertical directions. Okay, so similarly here the component of this velocity along this horizontal direction will be v1 cos theta 1 and the component of this velocity along vertical directions is v1 sin theta 1. Okay, similarly the horizontal component of this velocity v2 will be v2 cos theta 2 and vertical component, but vertical downward directions. Okay, this upward direction and this downward direction, so here v2 sin theta 2. Okay, so we can write here, suppose a particle of mass m1 suppose a particle of mass m1 moving with velocity u1 strikes another resting body B. Okay, this body A and this body B of mass m2. Okay, so after collision the motion of particles in xy plane such that particle A, I mean the first body, particle A moves with velocity v1, this A and this B. Okay, this particle A, okay, the particle A having mass m1 moving with velocity v1 and the second particle having mass m2 moving with velocity v2. Okay, the velocity v1 making an angle theta1 with x axis. Okay, and second particle, I mean the particle B, with velocity, moving with velocity v2 making an angle theta 2 with x axis. Okay, I repeat again what we do here. So here, suppose particle of mass m1 moving with velocity u1 strikes another resting body of mass m2. Okay, and after collision, the motion of particle in xy plane, we take here xy plane, not only one plane. Okay, this is a 2D motion, such that particle A, this particle A, I mean the first body, move with velocity v1 making an angle theta 1 with x-axis, and the second body, I mean the body B, move with velocity v2 making an angle theta 2 with x-axis. Okay, this is the first body. Okay, body A. Okay, after collision, this body will move with velocity v1, and the second body B having mass m2 moving with velocity v2. Okay, so now we need page here. Okay, so on applying the law of conservation of momentum along x-axis. Okay, so we already know that, I mean the before collision, this is a condition. Okay, so before collision, okay, the momentum is, I mean momentum before collision must be equal to momentum after collision. Okay, so we can also write here total momentum. Okay, total momentum before collision and total momentum after collision. Okay, so what is the momentum? Mass into velocity. Okay, and here we take only momentum along x-axis. Okay, so this is a 2D motion, x and y, but we take here momentum along x-axis. Okay, before collision and after collision. Okay, so the first body having mass m1 and the first body moving with velocity u1. So momentum of first body is m1 u1. Okay, so here m1 u1 plus momentum of second body. This second body having mass m2 and second body is at rest. So m2 u2, but we put value u2 is equal to 0 here. Okay, and the total momentum of collision, total momentum after collision. Okay, along x-axis. Okay, so here we see that the component along x-axis. Okay, so here this body, the first body will move velocity v1 and its horizontal component is v1 cos theta 1. Okay, and this body having mass m1, so momentum of this body is m1 v1 cos theta 1 plus momentum of second body. So second body we have here. Okay, and this is the second body having mass m2 and move with velocity v2 and its horizontal component is v2 cos theta 2. Okay, so we can write here m2 v2 cos theta 2. Okay, finally u2 is equal to 0 because second body is at rest. So m1 u1 and this term becomes 0. m1 v1 cos theta 1 plus m2 v2 cos theta 2. Okay, so finally we can write here m1 u1 is equal to m1 v1 cos theta 1 plus m2 v2 cos theta 2. Okay, we give it to question number 1. Okay, and conservation of momentum along y-axis. Okay, so conservation of momentum along y-axis. So initial momentum is equal to final momentum, or we can also write here total momentum before collision and total momentum after collision. Okay, along y-axis. But here initially the total momentum along y-axis will be 0. Okay, because this body initially, you see that here, initially this body moving horizontally, this body is at rest, and this body, the first body, move with velocity u1 along horizontal directions. Okay, so no component along y-axis, I mean vertical directions. Okay, initially no component along vertical direction, so we can write here initially momentum along vertical directions is 0. Okay, along y-axis is 0, no component present here. Okay, along y-axis, so we can write here 0. And the final momentum, okay, final momentum along y directions, I mean vertical directions. So here you see that in both the figures the component along y-axis is v1 sin theta. Okay, here component v1 sin theta, and momentum, what is the momentum? m1 v1 sin theta 1. And this for first body, and for second body move with velocity v2, and its vertical component is v2 sin theta 2. Okay, along y-axis, I mean this is negative y-axis here. Okay, the component along negative y-axis is v2 sin theta 2, and momentum is m2 v2 sin theta 2. Okay, so here we can write 0 is equal to final momentum. What is the final momentum? First body having mass m1 and move with velocity v1 sin theta 1 along positive y-axis, along these directions. Okay, and the second body move with having mass m2 and move with velocity v2, and the component along y-axis, I mean negative y-axis, is v2 sin theta 2. We take a negative sign due to component along negative y-axis. Okay, if we take this positive value and this is a negative value. Okay, so finally 0 is equal to m1 v1 sin theta 1, and plus minus it becomes minus m2 v2 sin theta 2, and finally m1 v1 sin theta 1 is equal to m2 v2 sin theta 2. We give it equation number 2. Okay, so since this collision is elastic, this is an elastic collision, therefore the kinetic energy of the system will remain conserved. Okay, so we take here the kinetic energy before collision and kinetic energy after collision. Okay, so we can write here kinetic energy before collision, total kinetic energy, I mean the first body and second body. So we write here total kinetic energy before collision is equal to total kinetic energy after collision remains conserved. Okay, so what is the total kinetic energy before collision? So first body moving with velocity u1 and second body is at rest. Okay, so we need to page here. Okay, so here in this figure you can see that here the first body move with velocity u1 and second body is at rest. So kinetic energy, total kinetic energy, so here the first body moving with velocity u1 and its mass is m1. Okay, so kinetic energy half m1 u1 square. The second body is at rest, so kinetic energy is 0 is equal to kinetic energy, total kinetic energy after collision. So after collision the first body will move velocity v1. Okay, so its kinetic energy, okay, so v1, so half m1 v1 square, and the second body move with velocity v2, here, so its kinetic energy is half m2 v2 square. Okay, we give it equation number 3. Okay, so here we take half common on both sides, m1 u1 square, and here half m1 v1 square m2 v2 square. Okay, half and half will cancel to each other. So what left here? So m1 u1 square is equal to m1 v1 square plus m2 v2 square. Okay, we give it equation number 4. Okay, so we give it equation number 3. No, we cancel it. Equation number 3. This is equation number 3. Okay, so we need page here. So this equation 1, 2 and 3, these all equations we got here. Okay, so you see that here the equation number 1, this is equation number 1. Okay, this is equation number 1, and this is equation number 2, and this equation number 3. Okay, so we can write here all equations. So this equation number 1, equation number 2 and equation number 3, all these equations are very important to find out the value of v1 and v2. Okay, so we write firstly all these equation here. Okay, the equation number 1 is m1 u1 m1 v1 cos theta 1 m2 v2 cos theta 2. Okay, so we write here equation number 2, that is equation number 1. Equation number 2, m1 v1 sin theta 1 m2 v2 sin theta 2. This is equation number 2, and equation number 3 here. So that is m1 u1 square m1 v1 square m2 v2 square. This is equation number 3. Okay, all these equations, okay, all above equations are the all these 3 equations are the basic equations of two dimension elastic collision. With the help of these equations, we can easily find out the value of v1, v2. So here how many unknown quantities are there? So there are v1, v2, theta 1 and theta 2, all these unknown quantities. Okay, if one quantity is measured, then rest 3 quantities can be obtained by solving above 3 basic equations. Okay, so here we can also write here. So there are 4 unknowns. I mean, these are the parameters, quantities, 4 unknown quantities, v1, v2. Okay, so here v1, v2, theta 1 and theta 2, v1, v2, theta 1 and theta 2. Okay, given here. So if one quantity is measured, then rest 3 quantities can be obtained by solving above 3 basic equations. Above 3 basic equations. So how many equations are given here? 3. Okay, these 3 equations, if one quantity is given, either v1, v2, whatever be, then we can solve these equations and we will get all unknown quantities. Okay, now we discuss its special cases. Okay, so we have 3 equations already given here. Okay, so using these 3 basic equations, okay, we discuss special cases here. So we need any page here. Okay, special cases. Okay, so when masses of both particles are same, okay, I mean m1 is equal to m2 is equal to m. Okay, I mean the first body and second body both have same mass, but second body is at rest and first body moving with velocity u1. The initial, I mean the both body having same mass m. The first body move with velocity u1 and second body is still at rest. Okay, so this is a condition that. Then what happened after that? So we have three equations. Okay, so we use first equation. Then from first equation, okay, so we have first equation here, m1 v1 cos theta 1, m2 v2 cos theta 2. We use this equation and put the value of m1 is equal to m2. Okay, both having same mass, so we put same value m. Okay, so we use this equation. Firstly we write this equation here. Okay, that is m1 v1 cos theta 1 plus m2 v2 cos theta 2. So now we put this value here. I mean m1 is equal to m2 is equal to m. Okay, this condition we use here. So we put m u1, m v1 cos theta 1 and m v2 cos theta 2. Okay, m common here and we take m common. v1 cos theta 1 plus v2 cos theta 2. Okay, m and m will cancel to each other. What left here? u1 is equal to v1 cos theta 1 v2 cos theta 2. Okay, so this is our condition number 4. Okay, now we use equation number 2 from equation number 2. So what is equation number 2 here? So we see that here, equation number 2. Okay, so we already have equation number 2 here. So that is m1 v1 sin theta 1 is equal to m2 v2 sin theta 2. We use this equation here. Okay, firstly we write that equation here, m1 v1 cos theta, sin theta 1 m2 v2 sin theta 2. Okay, we put this value here. I mean the condition m1 is equal to m2 is equal to m. We use this condition here. So m v1 sin theta 1 m v2 sin theta 2. Okay, so m and m will cancel to each other. v1 sin theta 1 is equal to v2 sin theta 2 here. Okay, we give it equation number 5. Okay, so now we have last equation number 3. We use that equation. Okay, so here equation number 3. Okay, so equation number 3, this is equation number 3. m1 u1 square is equal to m1 v1 square plus m2 v2 square. Firstly we write this equation. Okay, so now from equation number 3. Okay, so that is m1 u1 square m1 v1 square m2 v2 square. Okay, so here we use condition m1 is equal to m2 is equal to m. So here m u1 square m v1 square m v2 square. Okay, we take m common here, m v1 square v2 square. Okay, so here m u1 square, so m and m will cancel to each other. Okay, so u1 square is equal to v1 square plus v2 square. Okay, we give it equation number 6. So now we have 3 equations. Okay, equation number 4, equation number 5 and equation number 6. Okay, so adding equation number 4 and 5. Equation number 4, firstly we write all these equations. So what we do here, firstly we write all equation here. So equation number 4 is given here. So firstly we write here u1 v1 cos theta 1 plus v2 cos theta 2. This is equation number 4. So now we write equation number 5 here. So equation number 5 already given here. Okay, that is a v1 sin theta 1 is equal to v2 sin theta 2. Okay, so we directly write here this equation v1 sin theta 1, this term comes left hand side, v2 sin theta 2 is equal to 0. This is equation number 5. Okay, and now we write last equation, equation number 6. Equation number 6 is u1 square is equal to v1 square plus v2 square. This is equation number 6. Okay, after that we have 3 equations. Okay, equation number 4, 5, 6. So now on adding the squares of equation 4 and 5, okay, we squaring this equation 4 and 5 and add. So u1 square plus here 0 square. Okay, so this term v1 cos theta 1 v2 cos theta 2 square plus, okay, so this term square this term v1 sin theta 1 minus v2 sin theta 2 square. Okay, so here u1 square is equal to, okay, is equal to v1 square cos square theta 1 v2 square cos square theta 2 and plus v2 v2 cos theta 1 cos theta 2 plus v1 square sin square theta 1 plus v2 square sin square theta 2 minus 2v1 v2 sin theta 1 sin theta 2. Okay, so we can write here we take this term and this term. Okay, v1 square, we take v1 square common here, cos square theta 1 sin square theta 1. Okay, now we take these two terms. Okay, we take v2 square common here, cos square theta 2 sin square theta 2. Okay, here we take 2v1 v2 common here, 2v1 v2, so cos theta 1 cos theta 2 minus sin theta 1 sin theta 2. Okay, so what left here? So v1 square, this terms sin square theta 1 plus, sorry, cos square theta 1 plus sin square theta 1, it becomes 1, plus cos square theta 2 plus sin square theta 2, it becomes 1, 2v1 v2. Okay, so this term, okay, we already know that cos theta 1 plus theta 2, okay, I mean cos, okay, so cos, we take here a cos b minus sin a sin b is equal to, its formula is cos a plus b. Okay, this is the formula, we use this formula here. Okay, this is the formula. So finally this is u1 square. So u1 square is equal to v1 square v2 square 2v1 v2 cos theta 1 plus theta 2. Okay, so now we use here equation number 6. Equation number 6, you see that here equation number 6 is u1 square is equal to v1 square plus v2 square. Okay, so here you see that v1 square plus v2 square, we can write here u1 square, okay, plus 2 v1 v2 cos theta 1 plus theta 2. Okay, यहाँ पे we write here use equation number 6. Okay, with the use of equation number 6 we can write here v1 square plus v2 square is equal to u1 square. Okay, here u1 square both cancel to each other. Okay, so here 0, 2v1 v2 cos theta 1 plus theta 2. Okay, this term goes to denominator of left hand side, so 0, 2v1 v2 cos theta 1 plus theta 2. Okay, finally, finally this terms becomes 0. Okay, this terms becomes 0 here, is equal to cos theta 1 plus theta 2. Okay, finally cos theta 1 plus theta 2 is equal to, what is the 0? Cos 90 is equal to 0. So finally we will get theta 1 plus theta 2 is equal to 90 degree. Okay, so then what we do here, firstly Firstly, the first body, both the body having same mass. Okay, we take this condition, m1 is equal to m2 is equal to m. Okay, both body having same mass. Okay, and here the first body having same mass m and second body having same mass m. Okay, both body having same mass m, but first body move with velocity u1 and second body is at rest. Okay, and we already have the equations. Okay, equation 1, 2 and 3, so we use that equation. So in first equation, this is the first equation. Okay, so now we put this value here, m1 is equal to m2. Okay, we put here m1 is equal to m2 is equal to m here. Okay, we use this condition here, so here we put m. Okay, and here m1 we put m, and here m2 we put the value m. Okay, so here we take m and m common here, and m and m will be cancelled to each other. So what left here, u1 is equal to v1 cos theta 1 plus v2 cos theta 2. Okay, this is equation number 4. And now we use equation number 2 here. So this is equation number 2. m1 v1 sin theta 1 is equal to m2 v2 sin theta 2. Here we apply this condition, m1 is equal to m2 is equal to m, both body having same mass. Then we put m1 is equal to m, v1 sin theta 1, we put m2 is equal to m, v2 sin theta 2. M and m will be cancelled to each other. Here what left here, v1 sin theta 1, v2 sin theta 2. Okay, and here we use equation number 3. Okay, we already have equation number 3, so we put this condition, m1 is equal to m2 is equal to m, we put m, and here mu1. Okay, and here also we put m, and also we put m. Okay, so m cancel. Okay, we take an m common here, and m will be cancelled to each other. So what left here, u1 square is equal to v1 square plus v2 square. Okay, so after that we have 3 equations. Okay, equation number 4, equation number 5, and equation number 6. Okay, so equation, and what we do here after that, we squaring both sides of equation number 4 and equation number 5, and after that we add both this equation 4 and 5 on adding. Okay, so here u1 square. Okay, so here this is a u1 square, and this squaring both sides, and here we also squaring this sides. Okay, this 0, it is become finally 0. Okay, so u1 square plus u0 square, and this term add to this term. Okay, so here u1 square plus 0. Okay, after that, okay, we break it. Okay, so v1 square cos square theta 1, v2 square cos square theta 2, 2v1 v2 cos theta 1 theta 2. Okay, here, so these terms, and now we break it. So v1 square sin square theta 1, v2 square sin square theta 2 minus 2v1 v2, v1 v2 sin theta 1 theta 2. Okay, after that what we do here, we take this first term. Okay, these two terms, here we take v1 square common here. Okay, so here we take these two terms, and here we take v1 square. Okay, common here, that is a v1 square common here. Okay, so what left inside this bracket, cos square theta 1 sin square theta 1. Okay, and after that we take these two terms. Okay, here we take v2 square common, v2 square common here, so here v2 square common. Okay, so what left inside this bracket, cos square theta 2 and sin square theta 2. Okay, cos square theta 2 sin square theta 2, and here we take 2v1 v2, 2v1 v2 common here. Okay, so here cos theta 1 cos theta 2 minus sin comes here, sin theta 2 sin theta 2. Okay, and we already know that cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1. Okay, so here cos square theta 1 plus cos square theta 1 plus sin square theta 1, finally it becomes 1. Okay, so v1 square into 1, v1 square, its value is equal to 1, so v2 square into 1, v2 square. Okay, and this value we already know that. Okay, cos theta 1 plus theta 2, we use this formula. This is a formula, cos A into cos B minus sin A into sin B is equal to cos A plus B. Okay, so this is a formula. Okay, so after that we use equation number 6. We already know that the equation number 6, u1 square is equal to v1 square plus v2 square. We use this equation here. Okay, so finally we can write here v1 square plus v2 square is equal to u1 square, and here u1 square and u1 square will cancel to each other. So what left here, 0. Okay, so 2v1 v2 cos theta 1 theta 2, this term goes to denominator of this 0, and finally it becomes 0. Okay, 0 is equal to cos theta 1 theta 2. Okay, and we already know that 0 is equal to what we write here, cos 90. Cos 90 is equal to 0, and here cos and cos. Okay, so theta 1 theta 2 must be equal to 90 degree. Okay, our next topic is Newton's law of collision. Okay, so according to this law, according to this law, if the two bodies, okay, collide head on, then ratio of relative velocities after the collision and before the collision remains constant, okay, and is equal to negative value of coefficient of restitution. Okay, so according to Newton's law of collision, okay, so if the bodies, okay, there are two bodies collide head on, then ratio of their relative velocity, okay, so ratio of their relative velocity after the collision and before the collision remains constant. Okay, here this term relative velocities after the collision and before the collision remains constant, okay, and is equal to negative value of coefficient of restitution. Okay, so we can write here the relative velocity after collision, okay, I mean ratio of relative velocity after collision, relative velocity before collision is equal to negative, okay, is equal to negative value of coefficient of restitution. Okay, so relative velocity after collision, relative velocity before collision, I mean this is a ratio is equal to minus negative sign, negative value of coefficient of restitution. Okay, negative value of coefficient of restitution. Okay. So firstly, so here we take a first body and this is the second body. The first body having mass m1, second body having mass m2. First body moving with velocity u1, second body moving with velocity u2, and after collision their velocity will be changed. The first body move with velocity v1 and second body move with velocity v2. Okay, so here the relative velocity, okay, relative velocity after collision and this before collision, this is a before collision condition and this is a condition after collision, and this is a collision at a time of collision. So what is the relative velocity before collision? Okay, that is a u1 minus u2, and after collision, relative velocity after collision, that is a v1 minus v2. Okay, this is a relative velocity before collision u1 u2. So here relative velocity after collision, so we put this value here v1 minus v2. We take only magnitude value here, okay, upon, okay, relative velocity before collision, okay, so that is a u1 u2. We only write magnitude value, okay, is equal to e minus e. Okay, coefficient of restitution we put e here, small e. Okay, so here we take negative common, so v2 minus v1, u1 minus u2 is equal to minus e. Minus and minus will cancel to each other, so u2 minus v1, sorry, this is a v1, v2 minus v1, u1 minus u2, okay, is equal to e. So this is our value. Okay, so here v2 minus v1 is relative velocity of separation. v2 minus v1 is relative velocity of separation. Relative velocity of separation. So in this law, I repeat again, Newton's law of collision. So according to this law, if the bodies collide head on, then ratio of relative velocity after the collision and before the collision remains constant, okay, and is equal to negative value of coefficient of restitution. Okay, so this is a ratio, I mean relative velocity after collision and relative velocity before collision. Okay, and its value is equal to minus coefficient of restitution, and its coefficient of restitution is equal to, we take here E, small e. Okay, so we directly write here this is a condition. Okay, we take two bodies having mass m1 m2, both body, first body move with velocity u1, second body move with velocity u2. After collision their velocity will be changed. The first body will move velocity v1 and second body will move velocity v2. Okay, so relative after collision, what is a relative velocity? v1 minus v2, and before collision relative velocity is u1 minus u2. We take only magnitude value here. Okay, so we take magnitude value. So here we use this ratio, relative velocity after collision v1 minus v2, relative velocity before collision, so we take here u1 minus u2. Okay, it's equal to minus e. We take minus sign common here, so this minus and minus will cancel to each other. So v2 minus v1 upon u1 minus u2, v2 minus v1 u1 minus u2 is equal to e.